Welcome to the AFoOLPodcast. This is episode 16. Tonight we're going to talk about shop at home and how I used to think I was indecisive, but now I'm not too sure.
What's up, guys? It's Mardi Gras Man 23, and I am here again on, I don't know, we're getting too old to count this high. It's another episode of the AFoOLPodcast over on BrickTrains. That's Joey right there. This is Joey's channel, BrickTrains. And down below is our one and only pirate, a.k.a. Jaabo.
I am so sorry.
I really don't want to be a pirate. Thank you, Joey.
Well, you're welcome. Yeah, you guys are always getting me with these TV references, and hey, you said you'd wear one.
Yeah, no. I didn't know they existed. People make those?
It's trending.
Yeah.
It will be now.
Yeah, we're going to have the Puffy shirt trending once again after 30 years.
You need to sign it and put it on eBay.
Really? I'll sign it, Jerry.
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh, man.
So
I didn't iron it. So.
Did you film an episode today that'll air later so you can put
this is new to y'all, but yes, I'm in the middle of filming an episode that was going to end up being pretty bad. But I got another package that I don't know who sent it that had some other shirts in it from Amazon. They're a lot cooler than the one Joey sent.
Well, I was afraid because I know you hadn't asked anybody to send you shirts, and I didn't think that you were really wanting people to send you shirts, so I was kind of afraid that you would open it, and then when you got it, I was like, oh no, he's really going to open that in the video. It's like, well, you didn't do it live, so you had the option of not showing it.
Yeah, that's true. I did make a statement in the video today because I realized I opened a big can of worms, or you did, with this shirt. And I said that just let people know up front. I haven't been asking, and I don't think I will ask, but I will take them and show them. Is that the thing that I said in today's video that will upload the day this one, it'll upload right before this podcast. So to kind of lead them into the podcast. But I said I reserve the right not to show or wear.
Yeah.
Somebody said.
Yeah. Because you never know what you're going to get.
Yeah. But somebody sent two really cool shirts. The only problem is it's too big for Jacob and a little bit too small for me. But I'm going to have to lose some weight now. I got 10 months.
It's like the #1 dad shirt on
Yeah.
Seinfeld. Remember? That's a real tight.
I'm going to wear that at some point this year. I still have it. And I put the little one on little Yoda. But anyway, sorry to get sidetracked on.
Anything.
But I will make this. I will tie in the Puffy shirt, which on the Seinfeld show, that's the one Kramer said is the pirate trend, and Jerry could start that trend. So we're going to tie in something later.
All right. Well, let's get our vault item going here, and it's 6. Oh, I guess I should get a picture.
Yeah, get a picture of it because I'm trying to remember what the cowboy looks like.
I just pulled it up. It's actually a pair of Cowboys.
It is a pair of Cowboys. Oh yeah, and that's so.
But the set is called Cowboys, right?
Yes.
How many figures does it have listed?
Well, it lists. That's the thing, right? The piece counts and everything are all goofy. I'm getting it. Here we go. Now I got to share this technology stuff. Man, oh man, it happens when you get 50. Everything gets hard. There it is. The Cowboys.
Do you have that one?
Right here.
I don't have the box. I don't think yeah.
There's the box.
Nice.
There's the other side of the box. It just came in. This was one of the sets that had been lost since November. And last podcast, we actually got a preview because this was the whole instruction.
Oh yeah.
But then here he is on the fence with his little bandana.
Is that a 2x2 plate for his legs to join?
Yes, right here.
Yes.
2x2 plate.
And
But he's got real legs.
A 1x2 for a bandana.
A 1x2 for a bandana. Yep. And then the horse, of course.
Brick built horse.
Brick built horse.
Now take that guy off. Can you take that guy off of the horse?
Well, he has no legs.
Yes, he does.
He does.
Okay, well there he is.
There you go. I do not know why they don't list those on Bricklink as minifigures. That's the minifigure right there.
It is, and it only lists one minifig, and the part count on this is all over the place.
Yeah,
it's where'd my notes go?
That's interesting. So you have 37 pieces plus one fig.
What is the
whoops? Sorry.
And then you say you got 41 pieces counting the minifig. So does that mean that if the minifig pieces aren't counted as pieces in the set?
Right. It looks like, let's see, I have 41 pieces counting the minifig pieces. And yeah, so I have a total of all the pieces. I think the Bricklink's inventory is correct. If you count the minifig without the bandana as one, or not, don't count it in a piece count. You count it as a minifig. Then the number of pieces is right.
So European sets generally don't have piece counts.
Right.
USA sets have piece counts. Bricklink always counts, or usually, I should say, counts the minifigure separate from all the other pieces. So that's why the piece count on a box with minifigure sets will never really match up what you actually get.
Right. Right. And they don't even, the minifigs don't count as a one piece either. So if it's like 300 pieces and 3 minifigures, yeah, it's not 303. Huh. Just got an order. Sorry.
You're on fire.
Yeah.
Is it overwhelming you yet?
Do what?
Is it overwhelming yet?
It's not overwhelming. There's been a couple. Heather says I get too anxious because I try to get them packed up and ready to go within a 24-hour period as best I can. But so I'm probably aggravating and overwhelming her more than anything.
Yeah.
But we've been hit recently with just today it was. What did I say? 1,500 pieces, 1,300 pieces, a bunch.
Really?
Yeah. One order.
That's surprising. Very surprising.
How many lots was it?
140 or something.
That's not terrible.
Have you realized how tedious that is?
Right. And Heather immediately said, "How do you stop this?" I said, "Well, I can. I could put in lot limits and all that stuff." I said, "But then that order won't happen."
I don't think you want to do that.
No, you don't, because I did end up placing an order yesterday, but I almost didn't, and it was a small order because I was like a fraction of a cent off of his lot limit.
Yeah,
and I had to manipulate. I actually removed items. He actually got less money from me.
Oh, because of
because of the lot limits.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to do it. I mean, I got the parts are the price that I should be, should everything be okay. And then I had to go in and readjust my shipping.
They raised the rates too recently.
I noticed
raised them, then lowered them, then raised them again.
Yeah, what used to be $280 is now $310.
Yep. Yeah. Well, and I raised.
International is going up too. So
yeah, I don't.
International.
I'm not doing international yet. I'm not that brave.
Well, I do it, and every one of them, I let them know. Look, I understand if you want to cancel. I'm just letting you know that shipping is high, and it might be a while before you get it. And I had a guy from Canada. I think he bought like $5 or $6 worth of parts, and the shipping was like $14 or $15. And he says, "I understand, but I want those parts." Okay, I appreciate it. So
while we're talking about Bricklink, I do have a question. So I have a whole list of orders that have shipped, and the people are not leaving feedback, and they're not marketed complete. And almost anybody with under 10 feedback, they're not doing it, and that's okay. And I'm about ready to knock them off because they're over a month old now, and just file them. But will you get notification if you get like bad feedback? I'm just concerned that I'll miss a bad feedback and won't have an opportunity to go try to correct it for them or whatever.
I don't know. I don't think you get like a push notification or an email if somebody leaves you negative. It's just know how many negatives you got. If you have 0 negatives, then you'll know. Yeah.
Okay.
That's like when the guy left me the neutral. That's all I got is a neutral, and I knew. I was so mad too because it was a complaint, and he left me a neutral, and he never contacted me, and I could have worked out his problem, and I blocked him.
There you go.
I mean, if you're gonna leave me negative or neutral, and you're not even gonna take the time to contact me, I'm gonna make mistakes. I mean, I'm not gonna say I'm not gonna make mistakes, but
and if I've made a mistake, I've made a mistake, and then whatever. If I can't work it out for you, and I don't know how I couldn't work it out, I'll give you the money back. If nothing else, you'll come out.
Yeah, I usually. That's the thing is that it's probably from some mistakes you make yourself when you're sorting pieces. You might have a 1x1 brick, and then you got a 1x1 brick with a stud on the side. So it's almost the same part, and you won't never know that until you come across it when you're doing the opposite one. And I'll just always offer them, I'm sorry, you need it 26. I only have 24. I think they're here somewhere, but and I'll offer them an over refund.
Right.
And 9 times out of 10, they always reply and say, that's no problem. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Have you ever thought about that? Like you had a piece that you were short on and you say, okay, this looks similar to another one.
I did it the other day.
And you go look at that drawer and there it is.
I did it the other day. I had what was it? It was a 1x1 plate, and I had 1x1 plates and 1x1 tiles, like dark brown. And I was sorting out something, and I said, man, I just put those away yesterday. So I went and checked the other drawer, and there they were.
And also looking at quantity remaining, do you have that on when you're picking your orders?
I do, yeah.
So
Yeah.
Well,
and I got a tray here and another little tray where the person bought all the parts, and I have a significant amount extra.
So what I usually do is after I fill the order, I'll just go back to that order, and I'll click on that part, and then I'll just re-add the extra to myself. If it's just 1 or 2, most of the time I throw them in. But if it's like that,
right.
I also check orders I've already picked in case I didn't put enough in somebody's orders.
Yeah, and that was like. Yeah, when Heather brought that to my attention, I was like, okay, well, do we have any other open orders? Has everything else been processed? Yeah, everything's been processed. So I think these bricks were bricks that I had ordered for a mock that I did, and I just put them in the store because I had them. So they were either miscounted when I put them in. It's every time I touch something.
It's better to have too much.
It is.
Yeah.
Not enough.
Yeah, so it's
So how did we get off on this talking about Cowboys?
I don't know. So okay. So the Cowboy set was 1976. It's part of the LEGOLAND theme, which is one of your big themes right now, right? The piece counts all over the place. Minifig.
That's how it started. Was the piece count? Okay,
it did. Yeah. A new sealed set's going to be anywhere from 83 to 109. I think there are 2 on Bricklink sealed, I believe. Used $10 to $20, and the box is like 18.
Easy to piece together.
Very easy to piece together. The cowboy hats, I think, are the only thing that would be even remotely. And there are 3 copies on eBay right now, sealed for $150+.
Ooh. That's a little bit steep, I think, for a LEGOLAND small set.
Yeah. Yeah, it is.
So you did the Texas Rangers recently.
Yes.
Don't they also have the bow-legged Cowboys?
I think they do. Yeah.
I want to start a petition to get the bow-legged Cowboys to not be discriminated against anymore and be counted as a minifigure. They're not being represented.
Well, how do we know that the bow-legged Cowboy is not the minifigure and the little guy sitting on the bench is not a scarecrow?
Because they show the picture of them.
Yes, they show the picture of the minifigure, not the bow-legged cowboy.
But that's in Bricklink, right?
Well,
yeah, Bricklink. Lego don't minifigures.
The guy who entered it into Bricklink might have been prejudiced towards bow-legged people.
There's your Texas Rangers. Yeah, he's got
3 bow-legged Cowboys.
Yeah. And does it even say there how many? It doesn't even say how many minifigures.
I guess that one listed as like 2 or 3 minifigures.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm trying to get all of those from that Western series.
So you have the box, you don't have it sealed, right?
I don't have it sealed. No. But I do have the box.
Those boxes are neat to collect. Those little ones.
Well, that's the one with the play mat and everything in it, right?
Oh, you're talking about the big box set. Okay,
Well, yeah, this one.
I was talking about the little box there. Okay, you were talking about the big Western.
Yeah. Well, okay. Yeah. I don't have this one sealed either. I'm not going to get any of those sealed. That's too much to try and.
Yeah.
So how many Legoland sets were there?
100 and something. What? 130? If you look under Legoland.
Yeah, I was going to say the Texas Rangers is a universal building set.
And say it's the same problem I run into with maxi figures. It's like not all maxi figure sets are homemaker.
Right.
And not all statue figure sets are Legoland, it's just very confusing.
Brickset says there's 162 Legoland.
162.
That's what it says. But a lot of those are not the statue minifigure sets. They're
there's a lot of mini wheel sets.
Yeah.
And a few buildings.
And quite a few buildings. Yeah.
And I have no idea which ones I have. I got to really start pulling them out now and start going through the list because I'm getting to where I'm about to buy duplicates again because I forget what I have. Even though I got my Brickset checklist I can look at.
So I think I asked you the other day about your instructions. You're always buying the instructions.
Yeah,
do you have a list of which ones you have?
No, no, and I can't find all of them now. It's like, where are they? I'm looking for them. I want to get them all in a binder. And
you got punch holes?
Of course, yeah. I'm
a
pirate. Of course, I'm going to punch holes in.
I wonder if there is a binder from overseas that's like
there's a little binder that's like this tall.
Yeah, but it's from it's like some generic company and they just put Lego on the outside of the binder.
Oh, I don't know about that. Yeah, but it's just two universals. It's just like crazy that so many that did it.
It had to be some sort of standard over there, something. But I guarantee if it had a Lego road on it, we'd be looking for it.
Yeah.
Then maybe you would actually punch holes in them yourself.
Yeah. I still would punch hole in it. No.
It's like that was the dilemma. I don't want to get into your next topic, but with the catalogs and boxes that had mail-in coupons, and the only way you could get it is to mail in. And I did that on a few things. I think there's it's one of the like Jailbreak Joe sets. I had to cut the box to mail in.
Yeah, I had to. I remember. This is. I guess. Well, we're gonna lead into this here in a minute because is this prior to Shop at Home? Because I remember cutting out some of the instructions for the space to send away. And it's. I guess it was one of the little brochures or whatever. You could order and then cut it out. So I know I cut some of mine up just to mail order some stuff back then. Because I can remember my parents making me have to clean my room for the $1 or $2 or mow the grass or whatever to send off for this Lego. Because where I lived, there wasn't really any good place to buy Lego. There was one good toy store, and they didn't have a whole lot.
Yeah, but back then the selections were.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
I mean, it seemed like the same. Go ahead.
Go ahead, Earl.
It seems like the same. You'd always see the same selection on the shelf for a year and a half.
3 years.
Yeah.
I actually figured it out without knowing any of the cycles. It's like, oh yeah, they're usually, if they're on there, they're going to usually be at least 3 years, all through the 70s and even into the 80s. That's why you look at those 70s catalogs, you'll see, even the tipper truck, it's in there for more than 3 years, I think. It's in that truck lasts into the minifigure era.
Yeah, I was gonna say they did not recycle those very fast. That tipper truck is a staple there for a while. I mean, you saw it all the time. So when did Shop at Home start? A classic, you're right, yes.
Well, you figured out when it ended, didn't you?
I accidentally figured out when it ended, and that was so I got two, and this was a complete accident. I ordered I think I was getting a Brick Journal magazine. I'm still missing like two early on, and I got a lot of magazines. At any rate, there were two Shop at Home magazines there. One Shop at Home catalog, 2007, the January issue, and it still said Shop at Home, but then the spring 2007 no longer said Shop at Home. So 2007 is when they changed. What else was going on in 2007?
That's when Jamie came over and they started making the modulars. 2007 is kind of an important year with a lot of the things that they started releasing that year.
I was going to say the 2007 spring has the not the Grand Emporium, but the Cafe Corner.
The Cafe Corner, yeah. I've done it. I've done it a million times, Joey. I had to say something.
I'll call Target Shop at Home. I still call them all Shop at Home.
Yeah, so that's 14 years ago, and we all still call it. Did you get a comment or something on one of your videos where somebody said, "Why did you call it Shop at Home"? Did that ever happen to you?
No.
No, it didn't. Okay.
No, but I've said it in a video before. It's like this came from I'll find something on clearance from the Target, and it's not an in-store deal, so it had to be like an online return, and I'll call it a Shop at Home return.
So you found that's probably right. 2007 early is when they stopped officially calling it that on the catalogs, and they call it shoplego.com.
Right.
And so I was trying to find. I have a collection of catalogs. Let me get. And so I knew if I went through the mini catalogs. I don't know what the official. What do they call these medium-sized catalogs?
Do they call them the medium ones or not? I don't know what
the official name is, but
yeah,
these are the catalogs you got in most sets,
right?
For about 15 years, I think, or 10. See, this one is.
I wish they still did that.
1982 when my first one I have. So I went through all of them because if you look. I know this is not the best way to show it, but see if I can do this. Mail order service. They called it mail order service. All right. They didn't call it Shop at Home. And the first one, I go through these. The first one. Wait a minute. Let me do this right.
Yep. Okay.
See what's on there?
The Pirates ship.
So what year did Pirates start? And here's where it said it changed, and it says, I know this Shop at Home order form.
I wonder if that's when they started releasing the bigger, full-size catalog.
Well, so I've really misled y'all. because that was 1989.
Right.
Is this focused?
Shop at home service 44. Oh, okay.
I think this is the first shop at home catalog.
Okay.
This is late 1988.
Oh, wow.
1988.
There's a similar catalog that came out in 1987. It's listed on Bricklink as shop at home mail order service, but if you look at the catalog, it says mail order service. I don't have that catalog, so I don't know if it says shop at home on the back of it. But this is 1988. I don't know what the official name of it is.
There's one of those on eBay I was looking at buying. I may have to go back now and see if I can find it.
I wonder how many different versions there were of those little mini pamphlets and mini catalogs like that.
There's probably some that still aren't on Bricklink or Brickset, especially Brickset. I don't think they list as many of the catalogs, do they?
No, they have a separate. Yeah.
Or else I have a lot more items on my list.
Yeah, Brickset has kind of two. They have a catalog section, but then I think somebody's been trying to put the catalogs in. Somebody's going to have to kind of pick that up and put the catalogs in their database for them, like I did the Brick Journal magazines.
I guess if he really wanted me to. I mean, I have. I don't know if I have all of the big catalogs, but I got a lot of them.
Right.
And so before that, it was okay. We had the medium catalogs that I showed you.
Which I looked it up. That's what they're called on Bricklink.
Medium.
Yeah.
Okay. And
How
so
unique.
I also got things in the mail that would be just like almost like little pamphlets or flyers, or they would be very small and like paper, and it was like an order form.
Right.
Fill out. I remember filling one out in 1986, but I don't remember I just remember the form, and I don't remember where I got it.
Well, hang on. I'm going to step over here because when Heather was picking an order earlier, I moved some old catalogs, and I thought I saw them in the back of one of them. It said shop at home, but talk amongst yourselves for a second.
Okay.
I may edit this out.
I can remember filling out some of those old deals, like you're talking about, and never sending them in. It's kind of like as a kid.
Yeah, the wish list.
The wish list, filling it out like, if I just get the money, this is going in the mail.
I wonder how many people did their math wrong, because you had to add your total up, and then you had to mail a check with it.
Mm-hmm.
Or
yeah, it was supposed to be a check. No, supposed to not send cash in the.
Yeah. Okay. So this is. I must have buried it.
I wish.
Yeah, this one here says mail order service.
Yeah. So all the ones I had prior to 1989 said mail order service, except for that green shop at home catalog.
Yeah.
And I wish, I do wish I kept things, or it was easier to do photography back then, because I don't remember what the boxes looked like that things came in, or I don't know how they shipped them. I just know they would send me stuff in the mail to order stuff.
Do you ever think about how much they spend on shipping, or how good a deal they must get?
They must get a good deal. Like most businesses, I guess, get some kind of bulk rate deal.
It's not only the free shipping service; it's the size of the package they send for what's in the package.
Oh, you talking about?
You've been doing that. I mean, if we send a box that's that much,
$50.
Yeah, it's just.
Yeah. And that's why I don't understand. Like some of these boxes that I've gotten recently from them have been mostly air. It's like maybe it's because of the pandemic. They have a limited number of different sizes.
Maybe so.
And they're just eating the cost.
Well, I wonder why overseas they use the box that has the strap on it. You ever seen that when they do the haul?
I've seen a lot of people do their hauls, and it's
got like that plastic zip strap on it.
Yeah.
Huh. I hadn't seen that. No. Yeah, I kind of figured the big boxes that because you keep getting those I've seen it too. I've got them a couple times. There just must be some sort of stocking issue with the boxes. They're not getting the smaller boxes or whatever. It's the only thing I could think of. So.
And they're not going to take I mean, it was like if it was me and somebody bought something and all I had was larger boxes, I would cut them down to size.
Right.
Well, yeah, that's what I mean.
They're not going to do that. Those air bubbles. I got another package the other day that the box was immaculate on the outside and my on the inside was smashed.
I saw that haul. You wonder how that happens.
They put it in there and they're like, "Oh, got to get the lid closed."
Yeah.
Yeah, I wonder if it's just, because of this pandemic, the help that the availability of help. It's like you just pull in anybody off the street because you need bodies, and so you have inexperienced people doing stuff that, it seems simple.
Yeah. Well, and I think a lot of the things that we're complaining about, I may complain about, I don't know, but like availability of stuff, customer service, and the quality of the shipping and all that's affected definitely by the pandemic. And
so you mentioned availability. This is something that I put myself a note to ask you. So we're just gonna go into a different topic,
let me say
the squirrel moment.
That's why I was wearing this shirt.
What is it?
That's the tie-in was
the pirate.
The first medium catalog was the pirate catalog. Okay, go ahead.
So you do your haul the other day, and you reminded me of the Mandalorian set with I can't.
Dune?
Yeah, you reminded me of that. I was like, man, I haven't got that yet. So I go on my way home from work. I swing into the Walmart by my house. I got one, $40.
Oh, good.
So then I was like, well, shoot. I had to go out to get supper, so I went by the other Walmart. I got two more.
Did you get them for 40 or 50?
40.
Okay, good.
So then I still had time, so I run to Target, and they got one on the shelf there. And I was like, so my question to you is, if you had to, if you're the old Jaabo, where you're on your way home from work or in the area and you're hitting 4 Targets a day and 2 Walmarts a day, and you see what would be your limit and what would you do with them?
Oh, probably 10 would probably, 10. But I only found one, and I did go to about 10 or 12 different Targets and Walmarts.
Really?
Over about 2 or 3 days.
Well, I didn't get the one at Target because I overheard the guys at Walmart saying that in week 6, whichever week that is for them, that they're expecting a lot of they're expecting a lot of toys, and they're going to be real good on restocking Lego when that shipment comes in. Yeah, and I wonder, that set is, you would think is discontinued, but if it's already been produced and it's already on its way.
I think people are speculating that.
Exactly.
And that's why, getting them at Walmart was better because I think Target had raised theirs back up to 50. I think I paid 50.
Yeah.
I just wanted the one at least, but I would have bought more. And because Cara Dune,
I know I looked it up, it was like $25 or something.
Yeah, it's even gone up since the last time I looked. It was 15. Lowest on Bricklink was 15, and I think it's probably much higher than that.
Well, now I'm wondering if I should hurry up and part those out, or if I should sit on them for a while.
Yeah, this is the one that I thought about it while I was driving around. I'm like, is it gonna? Because the Cara Dune is the reason that one's worth something.
Exactly.
Right. Yes.
Exactly.
This is most time it's like a no-brainer for me. Part it out.
Right. Exactly.
But I'm thinking going to be worth crazy amounts later.
Is this the long-term investment?
Yeah.
This set to me, I think this set could have a value as a set because you never know. They could release that character again. Just like it is, that minifigure could be re-released, even if they recast that person or whatever. But I think there's a hard. This is a hard one because it involves the actress and not that character. You know, so they could really. This could really go a whole bunch of ways, and you know, in 6 months to a year, there may be a whole bunch of those figures, and they're not worth anything.
Yeah.
And,
at that point, you figure worst case you part it out, and it'll at least be worth what you paid for it.
Right.
And it was already a decent part out before all this.
Right.
Good figures. So.
Well, Star Wars figures are hot because that's every time I put Star Wars figures in my store, they disappear.
You need to raise your prices.
Well, yeah, I'm making money on them, so
that's
that. And I guess that's the thing, right? They're selling because they're in that sweet spot, and I'm still making money. But I'm gonna make all my money back. I have to sell the parts too.
So this is a question I have for Joey.
Okay.
So you're not an investor, you're a collector.
Right.
But then again, you like two of everything. Even Jaabo, the master collector, he doesn't worry about the box unless he can get it, and he doesn't worry about having multiples unless it just falls in his lap. So
yeah,
I do.
Yeah, I want the one to build, right? So you need one open.
Obvious.
And then the other one is the investment piece. And I think I've made probably some bad investments over the time because I'll have one sealed copy, and I don't know that they're all going to carry the weight the value into the future like some sets do. Yeah, I don't know. I've been kind of rethinking that, although the last order I placed at Shop at Home or Lego Online, whatever, I did do the same thing. I ordered two of several things that I ordered with the intention of, well, I'll open one up and the other one will go into the...
So yours is kind of a long-term, maybe investment type deal.
Yeah.
The thing is you would think worst case, you're always going to get your money back out of it.
I think so. I grew up with a father that, that was, new in box, right? If it was Lionel trains, Mark's trains, if you could find something that was new in the box, and all I ever heard, I had one of those when I was a kid, if I just kept the box or whatever. And I guess that's really kind of become ingrained in me that you need this, it'll be valuable if it's in a box. Well, it'll be valuable in the box if there's a limited quantity of them and people who want to buy them. If there's a whole bunch of them and nobody wants to buy them, it ain't worth nothing.
That's true. Got to have a demand. So I never, growing up, obviously didn't keep boxes, didn't keep paperwork, didn't keep instructions. When I was in my 20s and I bought my first house, I was 26 when I bought my first house, and I was single, and I had a Metro liner. And I cut the box up, and my bathroom I painted it blue, and I put like the cutout box as a picture in the bathroom, in the guest bathroom. So it's like, I was destroying boxes left and right. But when eBay came along, that's when I was like, oh shoot, I should have kept the box. That wasn't until 2000 that I started looking at eBay, and I was like, uh-oh.
Right. Well, there's this. So, okay, when I was a kid, the things that were being collected were stuff from that was pre-60s, so it's 50s and 40s and stuff. And the mass production was not what it is now. I read somewhere an article about Barbie dolls, and I think it was somewhere in the mid-70s that there was a change in Mattel and the way they mass produced. And they say that any Barbie before that point is going to be worth a whole lot more just from a scarcity level. But then after that, Mattel was mass producing these things at tens of thousands, and they just will never be worth that because there's too many of them. And people kept them because they were collectible. They kept them in the box, just like people like me who keep Lego in the box. the collectability of it is not going to be as much in the future, because there should always be a fairly decent supply of it. If there's a lot of people like me out there.
I mean, the Cowboy set you showed earlier, there's probably far less of those that were made than just about anything being made today. Even
right.
Yeah. So
no, you're right.
Yeah, I think the sealed set is. I don't think you'll ever not be able to get back what you paid for it. Yeah,
No.
it might take a while to sell. You know, you
Right.
might have a Star Wars set that's sealed or a train that's sealed, and you might double, triple your money in 3 years. But then you have a.
There were 3 things that I thought would never, at the time, would never get to original retail price, and now there 2 of them. It's very expensive. One was Galador. And it's still, you can still get it for about retail price, even a sealed one. The other one was Studios. Those Studio sets were, you could get them $1. They were overproduced. But now those are going up in value. And the third one was the NBA.
I was going to say, you've talked about the NBA so many times.
Nobody wanted them I had them on eBay for $1, and people wouldn't touch them.
Nobody wanted them because they were so goofy looking.
Yeah, and now those things.
I mean, the face prints are just so goofy looking.
Certain sets I might get to, like and it's usually sets that are worth less opened. I mean, like far less, like the Wonder Woman set, or trying to think. I got 2. I did have 2 of the duck, that Lego employee duck, but I ended up trading one of those out. It's like that Lego duck that was employee exclusive could be pieced together for like $10 or $20 at the most, I think.
Right.
It was all common. Everything in it was common, and that was, the box was what was worth something. So that set is worth more sealed by far than open.
Yes, and it always will be. I mean, because yes. And I think though, so that's where I've not been picky, and things that should have a good value down the road because of the exclusivity of it, like the duck, or the rarity of the parts, or obviously a better investment. I get that I've probably not made some good investments just by saying that, I wanted to have a sealed copy, and I've gotten pickier just in the last year or so. I've gotten kind of picky. Really, honestly, I think part of it has been the whole COVID thing with the pandemic. It's my disposable income. It's not been put in jeopardy, but it could have been, right? And if I don't have the money to buy Lego, I got to feed my family or whatever, and not have extra money to buy Lego. So it's kind of been one of these things. Hey, you know what? Let's put that in the bank just for a rainy day versus buying an extra roller coaster set or whatever, so.
A crazy dilemma where people are actually saving money now.
Yeah.
Causing inflation, and Lego's going to cost more because people won't spend their money.
I still do my best, but I mean, I have definitely. There'd have been a time that every new set that came out, I'd have probably bought at least 1, if not 2. If it was something that I really wanted, I would have bought 2 to open up.
See, that's what I was going to ask you. Are these things that you're buying 2 of, do you actually like them?
I've not. Yeah, I don't buy just crazy all the time stuff. It is stuff that I want. The only series that I got into that I started buying, and I didn't buy 2 of each because I just started buying them for investment, because I thought at some point, if I had them all, they might be worth something more as a group. And that was the Brickheads. But then they ended up turning into another Star Wars or there's just so many of them. They don't seem to stop. Now we're into puppy dogs and stuff that they're producing this year. So yeah, that's one of those that's kind of like,
Yeah. personally, I didn't like them when they came out. Then I bought a few of them when they got on clearance. And I was like, oh, this is actually pretty neat. But I'm glad I didn't start collecting them at the beginning and tried to keep up with it.
Yeah.
It's hard.
Well, and then the thing that kills me, the ones that are the splinter in my brain is the Comic-Con versions. There's 2 or 3 Comic-Con. Yeah. I ended up getting the Target and the Walmart. I was actually able to get them from Target and Walmart, but the Comic-Con ones are crazy. They're just like, oof. So there's
can't be a completist.
Not on that. No, I'm not going to. No. And at some point, I'm going to have to cut it loose. So, I will. Yeah, I'm just going to say, okay, this is the end. And as soon as I say it's the end, they'll produce 2 more, and then those will be the hardest ones to get, and I won't have them. And then I'll be like,
it'll be 2 more Disney ones.
Well, if there's 2 more Disney ones, even if I quit, they will be in this house. Heather hasn't seen the new sketch pads yet for Mickey and Minnie, but really? I'm sure as soon as those get released here, in a couple days, a week or so, then.
I wonder if those. I mean, the superheroes one did seem to do so poorly.
They lowered the price by $3.
Yeah, I mean,
they also had them on sale below that for a little while.
Yeah.
So these must have already been in like the production run. I wonder if these are going to be the end of that.
It could be.
I may regret some of this Disney stuff, not buying it yet. I still haven't got the Disney Castle. I
haven't got that either. I don't know if I'm going to get that.
And I did. I'm not as big into it as Joey and Heather are, but it's like I know I should. No, I don't. I shouldn't get it if it's not something I collect. But
if it's.
I do every time I look at one of your videos though, when I see the built Mickey and Minnie, I'm like, and then I see the mosaic. I don't have the mosaic either, and you got the
But see, if you got that would be something that you would keep sealed, that you probably would never build.
Because I got so many other things I've never built.
Well, yeah, that too. See, that's the video. Once you get all that organized, that is going to be a cool video when you see just like this big shelf of all these butts of these sets. People are gonna be like, "What? You still got that in the box? You've never built that?"
Oh, some of them it's gonna be painful, I guess, to open them.
That's what I keep telling you about this mixer I got.
Yeah, that's always your thing, isn't it, Earl? It's like at some point, if you hang on to it,
it becomes the investment because you're worried about opening it.
Yep.
We've talked about with your modulars, they're great to build, but if you put them in your city, that's awesome. But as soon as your grandson starts playing with them, or your son starts stealing minifigure parts,
I'm looking for one of the minifigures from the fire brigade. I want to rebuild it now, and it's like I don't know where it is.
Did you look at the any of your brown pieces under the black light?
None of the brown pieces broke.
Oh, how about the dark red ones? See, I have so much
broke. 10 or 12 pieces total broke, but I'm pretty sure all of the 1x1s would break. Oh, you had I need to do the black light thing. I haven't done that yet.
Yeah.
Before I build, I need to put them under a black light.
I took some. I didn't do the red. I didn't do the dark red, but I did do the reddish brown because I have a lot of those reddish brown pieces that I'm using to ballast my train layout or the city with the train. And whenever I pull some of those up, they break. The 1x1s, the 1x2, and the 2x4. And I laid several of the broken pieces out to pieces that I know have not broke that feel fairly sturdy, or at least they don't just immediately snap. And I can see a very slight, the pieces that are broke are muddy looking. They don't glow. But then here's the other weird thing. My grandson likes to take the black light and he says, I want to find things that glow. So we turn the basement lights off and he's running around with the flashlight, looking at the drawers and looking at the thing. It's the big deal for him. He swiped that light across the train layout at one point, and I noticed like every 15 2x4, every 15th 2x4 in my train layout, it glows orange. It's like, what is going on there? It's like, no, turn that regular.
What color is it? The
reddish brown.
Oh, and it glows. So
not like a super bright under, like coral, but compared to the rest of them, it looks like a bright orange under.
Yeah. So when I went to Philly Brick Fest, I can't remember which year it was, but we went to the Discovery Center, and they got models there. And one of the employees, we were looking at this building. It was like it was a Philadelphia something building. I don't know what it was. Could have been where the Liberty Bell is, as far as I remember. But it had a lot. I think it was dark red, and it was under a black light, and it looked like it was this multi-textured roof. And I was like, "That's neat." I was like, "How it's multi-textured." Now watch this. And they turned the regular lights on, and it was all the same color.
All the same color.
And so it's like there were 3 different colors of that. And that may be that you got this one that's just really glowy or muddy.
Right. Yeah. No, it's got to be somehow so I've heard, and I don't know this, but I've heard that Lego for a while was getting the plastic pre-colored. So when they got it, it was already the color. And then they went into a phase of they would get the natural or a base, so ABS, I'm not sure what its natural state is, if it's clear or white, but they would get it natural, and then they were coloring it themselves. And I don't know where their current status is, what they're doing. Usually injection mode, they want to, they don't want to color. They want the pellets to be pre-colored for injection molding, because you don't have a way of really mixing the color into an injection molder unless it's already in a pellet form. Anyway, so if they were doing that themselves, adding color or they're mixing colors, consistency could vary quite a bit. We have that problem where I work.
But it apparently it took, I don't know what the time frame was, but these are 2009 sets,
right?
Most of them that have the dark red, dark brown. Dark red, reddish brown, and blues that break. It's around 2009, maybe a little bit before, a little bit after. But when did people start noticing that they would break?
Right.
Did it take a long time for that plastic to kind of cure? Because then I'm getting the questions like, if it was sealed in the box, would it still break? And I'm like, yeah, absolutely. It had nothing to do with you building it.
No,
I got a medieval market from 2009 that I never opened.
Oh my goodness! See, you're never gonna open that one.
The video, if I do, the video better do very good, because I'm sure somebody told me they were building theirs and a lot of pieces broke.
So, did you contact Lego yet?
No, I was a little disappointed that more pieces didn't break.
Yeah, I kind of got that from watching your video.
Yeah, because so many broke when I first started the first time that I was like,
you quit.
And so
it was towards you were almost like you were at one point you were trying to break them, because you were like, wow, these aren't as bad as I thought they were.
I know the 1x1s, they all break the same way too, like at a 45-degree angle. The 1x1s might be because of the way you pry them off.
Yeah, could be.
But I had the 1x8 plates, or the 1x8 tiles, the 1x1 tiles, 1x6 plates. But everything I had that broke was dark red.
Do you have that one, Joey? Do you have the Fire Brigade?
Yes.
Yeah, me too. And I'm never going to take mine apart.
I can't.
Some that were produced after, because I'm pretty sure I bought mine right when it came out. I wonder if, like, the last run of it, maybe they don't break.
See, I have some reddish brown pieces. These reddish brown pieces that I'm using on the for ballast on my train layout. I'm pretty sure I got a whole bunch of those 2x4 plates off the pick-a-brick wall, and they're breaking.
Oh,
I'm not sure that the problem is
hasn't gone away.
Intermittently not gone away. Yeah, I think
everything we're getting this year could be bad. We won't know for 5 or 10 years.
Well, and so now here's another. This kind of hit me up the other day. I just kind of because here's a whole bunch of red masonry bricks. I'm sitting here thinking, do I want to put those in my Bricklink store? I mean, it's Lego's fault, but I'm the one that's selling them.
Yeah, I had to remove some blues out of my store that were new. They were new when I put them in my store. Right. Been in my store since 2009. And so now they're gone. I had to take them out. There were some 1x5 curved bricks that people like to use for water. Bricks for Chris bought some of those for me, and they had all when I went to pick his order. This was like 6 or 7 years ago. They were all discolored, and those break now.
Well, there was a point where, I mean, even today, you could buy a set that has a bunch of yellow bricks in it, and it might be two shades. Yeah, different shades.
The clear bricks look awful. When you put the new trans clear, so I got a lot of old trans clear, or I used to, in my store, and when I would get the new ones, like a 1x1 plate, common, you put it in with you're like, these look dirty. The new ones look cloudy and dirty compared to the old ones.
Yeah, metallic gold's like that too. You get metallic gold, and you'll have some like I'll have metallic gold already in there, and they're like shiny gold. And I'll add new metallic gold to it, and they almost look yellow, or there's no shine to them. There's no metallic to it.
What about the pearl gold?
That's the one I'm talking about. I said metallic.
Okay. So yeah, I went to my wife. She was picking an order. This was a long time ago, and she was like, "These are all different colors." I'm like, "No, they're not. They're all the same color." And you can actually turn them. They actually look different depending on which way the light hits them.
So, not
some of them, and there are some that, like you're saying though, that are a little darker.
Yeah, look, I parted these eggs out. This is supposed to be that pearl gold or metallic gold egg, and it almost has no color on one side. It's just white.
I've noticed the weak colors. Some people have been complaining about that with minifigures too, where the color seems kind of faded already.
Yeah, so I didn't put that one in there. I was like, man, it's an expensive egg too. It's not that expensive, but it's like 60 or 70 cents. So
yeah,
it could be the new plant-based stuff. Lego going vegan on us.
Well, I mean, is their quality slipping a little bit? Is that? I mean, I don't know. I guess 2009. It's not a recent thing, right? With the colors, but I don't know. I know I got into a discussion with. It was one of Kevin Hinkle's friends, and we were at. I don't remember if it was Brick World or if it was where we went. Not Brick Fair, Alabama. Yeah, and they said that they asked the people in the factory when that was going on, hey, what's going on? You got problems? And they said, no, everything was fine. And I contended that at the time that they just were not checking the right thing, right? That they did specific tests for the plastic and it passed, but what's the name of the test for the brittle? There's a test to tell how brittle it is. They either weren't doing it or weren't doing it right. And he kept saying, no, this is happening over time. And I don't think it's happening over time because people opened the sets up and they broke. So,
okay.
I
didn't have any problem building that fire brigade.
Well, yeah. I didn't either, but mine was, I bought mine used and I built mine and don't have any broken bricks in it either. So I have a feeling.
Light out. See if I can do some more investigating.
Yeah, it would be interesting to see if you could really correlate that and say, hey, this is the color. Good luck filming that too. I tried to take a picture so I could send it to you guys. I couldn't get. Maybe it's because I ain't got enough hands to take a picture of the black light and.
Yeah, it gets
tough.
When it's dark. It's hard to see. It looks good to your naked eye, but you got to have a special camera, I think, to get.
Yeah, and I was using my phone, and I think it has a UV block filter edit anyway to try to. But it's also a very discreet color. It's not like when you turn a black light on the coral and it just, brightens up. It's not that obvious. I guess for our audio listeners, which for the last at least 2 episodes, there hasn't been any audio listeners because I didn't realize, and this is just my fault because I wasn't paying attention, but the file size got too big for the upload capacity or the upload limit or whatever. At any rate, they timed out and didn't upload, and I missed it. So these hour-plus long podcasts that we've been doing haven't been going up. So now I'm going to have to figure out a way to either break them in half.
That's what I was going to say. Can't
part 1, part 2.
Yeah, can't you just cut it in the middle or however long it is, just cut it in half?
Yeah.
You could do a voiceover, like explaining it, like this is part 2.
Yeah. Kind of like an audiobook, how they do that. This is your audiobook has been split into multiple sections. The next section will load momentarily. Yeah. So, yeah, I have that to kind of get worked out. So, and Heather says, thanks for the Dixie Cup Tip.
Did y'all do that?
That's a good
Yeah.
one.
She's using those. Well, I parted out 3 advent calendars, 3 Star Wars we got on clearance. And guess what? All those Star Wars figures sold. They're gone.
I'm telling you, it's
Immediately.
it's not my idea. I got it from Emory, and it's
Yep.
these cups fit perfect.
Yep.
And it doesn't have to just be small parts. You'd be surprised how many parts you can get in that little cup.
Well, we have these trays, and we have the blue versions, and the cups fit in these too. So
Really?
not as well. I mean, they kind of slide around, but it helps if you put a few cups in there to pick your parts out for picking parts.
Anything that you can just separate and then dump.
Yep, exactly.
Same thing in picking orders. I've been watching a couple of people that do picking orders.
Speaking of picking, this is not going to help you, Jaabo, but this is going to help Joey. Hold on, let me show you. I take these earphones out before I pull it. So Joey is like me, I think, and he does 2 parts to a drawer with a divider, right?
Yes.
So if you take one that's 2 parts and you get your trusty BrickTsar, it fits perfect over this side. So you can hold this side and dump this side into your cup.
Oh, wow.
Excellent.
See that?
You don't have to scoop them.
That's right.
Perfect.
I got to make some more of the business cards now.
So this stays in my store.
Sell them as a drawer holder.
More swag.
And if you have the old stack-ons that don't have the dividers, you just take business cards, and these fit perfect in the slot.
Yeah, I see. My stack-ons don't have the dividers. That's
the more recent ones didn't.
Yeah.
So this 1,300 piece order you got, you hadn't started on it yet?
No, Heather's got it packed. It's done now.
How long did it take you or her?
Let's see, probably an hour.
That's not too bad.
I mean, it was a bunch of 100-part. They cleared out several drawers. That helped, but it was a lot of 100 pieces of plates, right? So 1x2 black, 1x2 dark bluish gray, 2x2 dark bluish gray, and then they pink. They bought not all my old, but I had some pink.
What I want to get that I just been too lazy to see if I can find one on eBay. Have you ever seen a pharmacist pill counter?
Yeah, we got one. Heather, it's not close. Heather, I got it for her, and she uses it, but she won't use the little spatula that comes with it.
Well, you don't have to use it. You could use a business card. You don't have to use a spatula. You could use this. You know what we're talking about, Jaabo?
No.
Okay, it's a tray. It's about this big, and on this side it has a little plastic thing, and on this side it has So what you do is you count everything into the chute, and the little plastic thing goes over the chute, and then you dump that into a pill bottle, and then you dump the other side back in. It's hard to explain. See that?
So you count your parts over into the deal.
Faster.
Yeah.
I usually just slide them off the table.
And then
into your hand or your cup.
I have a cup, and I'm just like 2 to 5 at a time. You can count your brain. You can count 2, 3, and 5 pretty quick.
Yeah, but that I figure would be ideal for like 1x1s or 1x2s, and when you got to count out 30s and 40s and 50s, and I just been too lazy to try to find one on eBay. I don't really never think about it till I get an order, and it's like
we had when I worked in IT at the screw factory here in town. They had a counting scale. They actually made fasteners and stuff. At any rate,
I worked at IT. I was at IT at the screw factory.
Well, I did.
I was it at the screw factory.
That was it. Yeah. If I worked on computers, imagine that. Now I barely can work one. We had a counting scale, and it had a little bitty, like it was less than a 2-pound scale, and you would put 10, 15, 20 parts in it. And then, the girls were counting hundreds and thousands of parts, and they would put their 10, 20, they put their sample weight in there, and then they would put, a tared box. So the scale was 0, and then they would just dump their parts in, and it would count them for them based off that weight. I've often wondered, of course, that scale is expensive, but
we used to count change like that. Our drawers had little cups that fit into the till, so the change was in the little cup, and the little cup fit, and so the scale was tilled out to that, and then it counted the weight of the change instead of the.
So my wife makes soap,
right?
And so the soap has got to be the lye and something else. It's got to be measured pretty precisely, or it won't turn out right. And so she got a count. I didn't even know she had it, and I was like, "Hey, I want to borrow it," but I still don't. It works. I did that. Where you take 10 or 20, weigh them, and then you zero it out with the container, and you dump a bunch in there, and then I counted those to see if it was accurate. But I still don't. I don't know what the quantity and the error rate is, because there's going to be an error no matter what. It could be you but yeah, if you put 20 and then you dump 2,000 in there, you're going to be close enough.
Yeah, the digital scale that they had. So at the former place I worked, they had a old balance scale. It had a little balance on one side and a big on the other side, and they would put their parts in there, and then you just centered it, right? So and then it had a scale on it, and it told you if there was 10 in here, and then there was 100 in here, and but the digital one had a error rate that it would show you. So if you put 10 in and your error rate was too high, then you knew you had to put 20 in, and if it was still too high, you had to put 30 in or whatever. Okay. So there were times that as the parts got smaller, lighter,
you get more error, right?
Yeah. So you had to put more sample in, or a more known part. So they would get up to the point where they were having to count out 100, but at the same time, they were probably counting 10 or 20,000 of these little bitty fittings, and they just throw a box and pour them in until they get to the number they need. So I think for us, we're not going to ever count enough pieces to get to make it efficient.
Yeah, I've had orders like what you had, or y'all had today, and it's like I've yet to run into anything that has depressed me enough to make me want to either add lot limits or just rethink what I'm doing, because I'm sure if somebody was doing a high volume, some of the things that we get would probably really frustrate them. They would definitely adjust. But if you're our size like we have, it's not that big a deal, I think.
Well, and Heather, I said she kind of grumped about it a little bit and said, "How are you going to stop this?" But she's also not. She's not been feeling real well, and it's not Corona, but so her irritation level is a little high.
Close the store when the wife's not feeling well.
Yeah.
Well, it's true. Well, and she's talking about taking this weekend off. We're getting ready to get the grandson back. She watches the grandson while the mom and dads are at work, and that's all with the coronavirus kind of slowing down everything. Everybody's going back to work, so we're getting ready to have him every day. So she's like, "Hey, this weekend's going to be the last weekend. Let's, take off. And she said, but I don't want to come back on a Monday and have 100 orders or 10 or 2 in the store. She said, are you going to close it? I said, yeah, I'll close it if we leave. So it may end up getting closed this weekend if we take off and go somewhere.
Understandable.
Yeah.
And that's the beauty of it.
It's a hobby.
Yeah, exactly. It's exactly.
Have you ever, I got to ask you one more thing. I'm sorry.
Oh, you're fine.
What we do sometimes on the big orders is, everything's in drawer order when you're picking. She'll start at the low end, and I'll go backwards. I'm better at going backwards. I'll start at the high end and work backwards. We team up and do an order that way until we meet in the middle. Yeah.
We haven't done that yet. So far, any orders, she's either done them or I will grab drawers for her if she's like sitting around the corner counting them real quick or whatever, and I'll just grab the next one so she doesn't have to walk around the other side or something.
It's interesting to see what people do that have no experience with it. So my son-in-law, I let him pick an order, and he was like, he thought it was a good idea to get like the ones that were large quantities first. And then don't go out of order. Even with the little check boxes, you'll miss one. Don't go out.
Even check. Do you when you get to the bottom, do you go back up and
I look to see if I missed the check box.
Yeah.
And then I also depending on the size of the order, you can kind of remember sometimes what you pick. When you get over like 30 lots, it might get kind of hard to remember everything. But yeah, I try to look for. And there was so I got a message from a guy. He said I ordered. I think there were 16 in the drawer, and there would have been 9 left, and I sent him 9 instead of 6. He ordered 16. No, there were 25 in the drawer. He ordered 16. Should have been 9. I sent him what would have been left in the drawer instead of what he ordered, and it was weird because he emailed me, and it's like as soon as I got the email, I'm like, oh my! I remember picking 9 of them. I actually remembered picking 9. It was some of the curved, the black 2x2 curved slopes, and I was like, I remembered picking that, and I was like, yep, I messed that one up.
It's weird how your brain will pick things like that out, where it's just
So we were talking. Do you ever get a run of like 4 or 5 people in a day or two, a couple of days, ordering real similar parts, so you know that there's something going on and everybody's
Cara Dune, Woody from Toy Story, and some reason I had a couple of weeks there where everybody was buying up. It's a trap guy from Star Wars.
Admiral Akbar.
Yes, it's like he'd been in my store forever, and all of a sudden, every order, Admiral Akbar.
Do you ever figure out why that
it's usually when it depending on how long they've been on the store. It's usually yours has gotten to where it's one of the lower prices on Bricklink. It could be something in the news, like Cara Dune. But
you had those in your store?
Parts, I don't know. I don't know what the reason.
You had parted some of those out and had Cara Dune in your store?
Not anymore.
No, but I mean originally?
Yeah, I had parted out 3 or 4 of them.
And didn't keep one.
And when the last one sold, I was like, oh. I mean,
do you ever put stuff in your store that you're just, man, this is going to sell fast, and it just sits?
Oh, yeah. I'm sure that, And I put stuff in, but I do put stuff in there, and I know it's going to sell.
Yeah.
Yeah, the minifigures. That's going to be the thing. If you're going to want quick return on your orders, or on your ROI, you're definitely going to play the minifigure game.
Yeah, that's what I was telling you. Is like if you really want to just build your store, you could look for brand new sets that have like a 2 times part out,
right?
And almost get your money back from the superhero figs or the Star Wars figs.
I still go back to Pop's Block Shop. I cannot comprehend how much he does by himself and working, because it's like, but it's all minifigures. He's like
Well, he has a big store, but he spends so much time on those minifigures.
I could. That's the thing. I don't want to build a. He's bought parts for me so he could complete a minifigure or a bunch of minifigures, like the same one or something. And I don't have the time to go through used parts and used minifigures. Like he did those LEGOLAND, where you got like 2,500 parts for minifigures.
Yeah.
Oh,
$700.
yeah.
And it was a good, decent value, but it was so much work.
Yeah.
But you look at, he's got like what, 1,000 eBay listings, and he does a great. I mean, he does great. I mean, he makes more each month on eBay than I make at my regular job, I think.
See, I thought that was I thought that was his deal. I didn't know that was an extra thing for him.
Yeah.
I thought that
we had a situation where he was off from work for several weeks, where he was able to really build it up. But when he does his little monthly reports, I'm like, oh my goodness.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But it's minifigures. Minifigures is where it's at. Yeah.
We're talking about minifigures. I was going to do a little rant.
Yeah, I was about to say you skipped right over that.
Yeah, well, it kind of resolved itself. So here's the thing. I have a SigFig, right? And over the years, it has come to my attention, and it was probably subconscious, but at any rate, my SigFig looks a lot like BrickTsar, and it is what it is, right? But I like the space shirt stuff, and mine's gray, and yours is red. So, at any rate, I have this logo that I really like, and Kevin Hinkle did a really good job on it. So I'm going to have them printed, and I've been trying to get these SigFigs, the custom torsos, printed since last year, or at least the beginning of this year. And I've had, I don't know, it's just been I don't know, it just seems like it's been a comedy of errors, just not being able to communicate or getting emails back. But finally, Eclipse Graphics, me and them have gotten on the same page, and I'm sending them out, right? In fact, they'll go out tomorrow. I'm going to send out almost 200 torsos to have them print the BrickTrains logo on it. So what color torso are you getting? Are they red and blue?
Heather red.
Heather red. Well, I guess
the contrast with the yellow and the black will look good with those two colors.
I think, yeah. I also threw in some white ones just to because it doesn't matter to Eclipse Graphics. They're just going to print it on there, whatever I send them. But I did send some, or going to send some white ones with it just to see what it's going to look like on the white. They did some white when they did my tiles for my signs. They did a few white ones, and I don't know. They weren't part of the count that I paid for. They were extra, so I don't know if they were like tests or something they were doing or what.
Do you send them a couple of them and let them print them, and they show you what they're going to look like, or do you send the 200? Like, okay, I hope these turn out. I mean, how does it work?
So for the tiles, I didn't send them the tiles. I bought the tiles from them.
Okay.
And they had sent them. I think they sent me a mock-up, but I didn't ever see beforehand that the finished product ahead of time. So I took it a little bit of it on faith, but you know, I've seen their work before, and I knew that it was pretty good. And we talked about it. You know, is it going to fit and stuff? And the diamond shape fits. It's almost like Kevin knew what to do. You know, he drew it, and it fits proportionally. It fits right in the square 2x2 tile. And I don't know that we talked about it or if it was just a happy accident, but the BrickTrains proportion for the sign fits 2 2x4 tiles, and it just fits without them having to scale it or anything. Everything just fits perfect. So
Lego geometry.
Yeah, and so I'm gonna send these parts to them, and they're gonna print them. I had to take the hands out.
Oh, that's what they said. Take the hands.
Yeah, they said you have to pull the hands out before you send them. I guess it's probably
a lot of work, more work than you think.
Yeah, it was a lot of work. My fingers are still kind of tender. Yeah. So I guess the printer clearance is what the problem is. So
but they're just going to be printing on the front of the. That's all they're doing. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah. Nice.
I'm I'm not planning on selling them. It's just like the signs, and we'll have them promotional, and I'll send out a few to some select people and stuff. But I don't know. It's done now, so
yeah. I wonder how many BrickTsar figs I gave out. I lost track, but I did stop. I did stop making them.
Well, what's that torso cost?
I don't know anymore.
Yeah.
It's hard to find. I mean, and then the low quality of the gold and.
Yeah, let's just look real quick. Let's see.
Look and see if in the little Benny battle pack. No, there's not a red one in there, is there? Is there a red one in there?
No, there's not a red one. There was. I'm trying to think if there was a modern red one in something else, like the magnets, or something. I don't think it was. But yeah.
So I mean, they're going 25 cents. It looks like for the most. Let's see if anybody's got a bulk of them. Let's see, minimum quantity 50. Anybody got 50 of them? One guy's got 50. One guy's got 81 for 66.
So there's more of them on there now. I guess people are finding them. It's not.
Well, the problem is the condition of the gold on them.
Well, and he's got a note: no gold left.
No gold at all. Yeah, and some of them, even the planet's gone.
Yeah.
So, and then the head is from a CMF, so never do CMF for your SigFig.
That's mine too, and I'm not changing. I don't even. I used to wear a goatee. I'm just beard now, and I'm not changing it.
Yeah,
and I don't even wear a hat anymore. I don't. As I've gotten old, I used to wear a hat.
Yeah.
All the time, but now as I've gotten older, hats give me headaches, so I don't even wear hats anymore. And
my SigFig has black hair.
Yeah.
If you look at my old videos, man, YouTube ages you. and pirate T-shirts.
Yeah. I get every day. I get a in my feed. I get one of your old videos. Today it was an old review for the. Matter of fact, it was a review for the space rocket that doesn't come off the transporter.
Oh, sure. Yeah, I love it when I get the comments. I do. People have actually done it, and enough time has gone by. But you'll get I'll say, "Well, if you're watching this in 2020 or 2021, let me know."
Yep.
And somebody will comment it. It's.
Well, speaking of comments, we want to go through the comments real quick.
Yeah, are they on here?
I didn't put them in there. No.
Okay, let me look them up. Give me a second.
Sorry.
That's okay.
We're actually got a lot more comments this time.
Oh no, I shouldn't have talked so much this episode.
That's all right.
Did we get through everything we wanted to talk about?
I think so, and plenty more.
He's not sure because he used to be indecisive.
Yeah, he used to.
Hey, your opening.
Man, your little city updates are doing pretty good.
They are doing good. Yes.
Yeah.
That's somebody's little idea there. That
I love seeing your showing how to use the or talking about using the blue brick or whatever. What was it? Blue brick?
Yeah, it's blue brick. Yeah. Well, yeah, it won't be real great for for your case, I use blue brick, and then they have several base plate sizes. So I just use, like, for the modular buildings, I just use the gray base plate out of blue brick, and then I put a label over the top of it. This is Corner Cafe or the whatever. So because it doesn't really have a lot of the modular buildings. I think it has one, and it's a weird angle straight down, so it's really hard to tell what it is. But I like blue brick. So
all right, so I left a comment. It was 2 hours because, man, I forgot it was 2 hours. It was a pretty good one.
This one's going to be 2 hours if we keep going here. Go ahead.
BrickTsar says one of the Lego fan websites posted a while-long rant about the piece count of the mosaic set changing. They actually thought they were getting 6,002 pieces. And then Will Harper loves your shirt. And Will Harper says any video is definitely gonna I can't even pronounce it. Video is definitely gonna fail. Other than the motors or robotics, I think Lego needs to stay away from tech and apps. Mario app sucks. Hidden app sucks. Boost sucks. And I know there was something else, but I can't remember what. Probably because it sucked. Well, tell us how you really feel, Will.
I do. I think the app is going to be gone. Nobody will remember even how to get to it. But I'm starting to think that people are going to probably buy those figures and even the $20 pod things.
So as far as the tech, wouldn't it be neat if you, and here we talking about an app that actually would be functional. If you could have like a 12-volt style railroad with all the switches and the lights and the bells and whistles, and you controlled that with an app, that would be pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, Lionel Trains, they've really stepped up their game here the last 3 years. And it's gotten me actually wanting to buy more Lionel stuff now.
Wow.
But the Bluetooth controls that you have, you can do so much more, and it's easier than DCC. And
I was getting ready to say, that's the thing there. They're because I don't know, they're more geared to like a toy train type thing. They've made it easy. Where DCC, you got to really be into the guts of it, and it's more a deeper hobby, I guess. I guess there's more depth to it. You got to know more about it.
Yeah. 4D Bricks, I think, was before he quit. He was trying to do some integration with apps to control train switch tracks and things like that, but he gave up.
All right. Scott D. Brick says, great fun listening while I was restoring the 85 steam cargo train. As a fellow AFoOL, awesome work. Thank you.
Thank you.
The 85 steam cargo train.
That's the only one you could find here in the U.S. I think it was the one I'm thinking of.
All right.
The 4.5 volt set, though, wasn't it?
Brian's Brick Barn says, what are your guys' thoughts on selling and shipping international on Bricklink? I don't have a problem doing it. It kind of gets.
I sent a 1 ounce package today. It cost $13.50 going to Canada.
That's
1 ounce.
Thing.
1 ounce.
Yeah, the one I sent was 3 ounces, and it was $13.80 or $13.90. It was just under $14. But you know, I always let them know before when I invoice them, tell them the whole story, and
they're going to have, on top of that, they're going to have to. Some of the countries will charge them the value-added tax when they get it.
When they get it, yeah.
Before they can receive it, they have to pay the tax. Yeah.
Brian's Brick Barn also says he would buy the Tipper Truck shirt. He was born in '76.
I still haven't tried to submit that the logo. I'm terrible at marketing.
It's easy. Use Spreadshirt. Teespring. Yeah.
I need to use the one that you can integrate with YouTube, which I think is Teespring.
Yes. Yeah.
Brick Frog. He just commented. Yeah, this says 2 minutes ago.
Really? Wow.
Yeah.
Well, it'd be like a week and a half ago by the time you watch it.
No, I think it just happened.
Well, yeah, it's happening now to us.
Oh, yeah. yeah, you're right. Says I bought the Cyclone 224. What were we talking about?
Oh, he's the one that bought my Cyclone.
Oh, did he?
Oh, I should. Oh, I need to. So right before we started, I got on. Somebody has submitted a offer on my Cyclone that I've had on eBay for like 6 months. I lowered the price, and then he offered me a lower price.
You know what's crazy? I have like 4 or 5 sellers that are my favorites on eBay. And I think about every, I don't know, probably once a week I'll get something that says your favorite sellers listed new items. And you always come up, and the Cyclone always comes up like it was.
Yeah, I've continually lowered it. He offered me a lower price than what I had it listed at, and it's FFA Frog on eBay. So
Brick Frog,
and he's going to know what day we filmed this. Then,
yeah.
Oh, is that yeah? That ain't a big deal.
Yeah. Sorry.
Space Ghost currently building some old construction town vehicle sets from the late 80s and early 90s while listening. The color change has been a nightmare for me during this process. Well, the color change from late 80s to early 90s. We were talking about the
light gray.
We were talking about the light grays, and
there really wasn't a color. There were no colors in this. I don't know what he's talking about because there were only like 10 colors. It seemed like for years. But you got on the little corner of the screen here. Wait a minute. It's
over here.
Yeah, above you, the color bar.
Yeah. That was
yellow, red, blue, white, black. That was the majority of your colors, and you had a little bit of gray, a little bit of green, clear maybe, but it's like there weren't a lot of colors in the 60s.
No, he's talking about the 80s, the late 80s and early 90s.
Well, they made more. They started making more colors in the 80s.
Yeah,
more colors in the 80s and 90s, and then they changed it in 2005.
Yeah,
but I think the 70s and the 80s have some of the better quality bricks, in my opinion. I just like the way they sound. Maybe that's it. Maybe it's just I like the way they sound when you put them together.
Crunchy bricks.
Excalibur Builders says that you need to add your Bricklink store to the comments. Yes, you do.
Who, me?
Yes.
Oh.
What are you doing?
Yes.
Okay, well, there's been one episode where the Bricklink store was open. So
there you go.
What's the name of your Bricklink store?
BrickTrains.
There you go.
I still get that question, Earl.
Do you?
Yeah. And it's linked in my description.
Oh, I was gonna send you. I was gonna send you a screenshot today. I saw on Instagram somebody was building the rock quarry.
Oh.
And I was gonna send it to you and ask you if you knew this guy. He's been watching your videos.
Yeah. It's the source of the gravel. I need to go there and get some gravel.
Gravel.
The Excalibur Builder also says, I really need to buy one of those Tipper Truck Army shirts. So that would be two.
Missing an opportunity here. So maybe by the time this episode posts, I will have done something. Doubt it.
Oh, come on now. You can get it. It'll...
Empire State Creates. I went to the Flatiron District Lego store for Christmas shopping, and I went to go look at the Mosaic booth, and there was a sticky note on the curtain that said you had to schedule a time to do it prior to coming. But I'm sure if I asked to do it, they would say sure, because the store was practically empty compared to how it was normally, especially during Christmas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There was never, even when the store was busy, there was nobody clamoring to get one of those $130 mosaics.
Have you had any more success with the Chrissy picture?
I said the one I posted the one I did. I posted it on Facebook, and that's about as good as I can get it. She's got two, or she. You said Chrissy.
Yeah, I did. I'm
thinking of Charlie.
I know. I said the wrong one. Shame on me.
But
you should do one of Chrissy, though.
Yeah, I got a lot of pictures of her. I guess there's not enough contrast of different colors. I don't know what it is. It's just like it's like all white, and half of his face. So it's hard to do. Those mosaics are harder to do than you would think.
Will Harper says, a great episode again. Thank you,
Will.
Thank you, Will.
Mm-hmm.
And Sin Killer J.
Takikawa.
There you go. Yeah, they literally just used the submission system for the fan vote. I feel for whoever has to process all that. The submission accepted is just the moderators approving your vote, which if they just made a private poll system, they wouldn't have to. Or if you have my inbox, you get 50 vague submission denied emails because they really don't want to give out those Unity minifigures, apparently.
I guess he's commenting on we got those emails.
Yeah, about we got the emails about asking for the fan vote.
Right.
But I'm with you. I still think that they have the set. They might have it narrowed down to 1 or 2 sets that they want to do.
Did they? When's it supposed to be announced?
Not for a while, isn't it?
Oh.
Is that
how long does it take you to tally votes that have ended like 2 weeks ago?
Well, I think it wasn't it private, and it's like maybe you won't know until they announce the set.
Well, they weren't going to let you know what each person voted. And they weren't going to let you know what the totals were. But why can't they tell us who won?
Because I think they're going to tell you who won when they actually announce
unveil the product.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So round 2 is closed now?
Yeah, it's been closed.
Okay.
By the time people watch this, it's been closed for a long time.
Well, okay, yeah. Oh, I voted when it opened. I didn't know how long it was going to be open.
What did you vote for?
Space.
Space, yeah.
I wish they would have had like Brewster's Million. We could have voted for none of these.
That'd have been funny.
Thank you for the comments, folks.
Yes,
yeah. Well, I'd say let's wrap this one up for the evening.
I really did have one more idea from watching your videos, Jaabo, but I really forgot to write it down.
Oh.
So now, which is typical for us.
Yeah. Yeah. What day is it? Well, it's been a really good show, guys. And I'll tell you, I did learn a lot. I learned that if you wear a pirate shirt for an hour and 30 minutes, you forget that you're wearing it. But I want to thank Joey and thank you, the viewers. We hope you can come back. Am I doing the closing now?
Yeah, it sounds like it.
Or was Earl going to say something? Did I just agree to wear a different shirt? Let me know. I'm sorry. I'm so tired.
No,
did you have something else, Earl, you want to talk about?
No. That's what I said. I had something else, but I literally forgot to write it down.
Okay. I'm literally wearing a pirate shirt.
But this is it. You only had to do it once.
Oh, so thank you so much for watching the AFoOLPodcast here on BrickTrains channel. We got BrickTrains, Mardi Gras Man, 2-3, myself, Jaabo, and we'll be back in a couple of weeks with another AFoOLPodcast. And if you don't like looking at us, you can listen on your favorite podcasting software. And if you like the show, be sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to BrickTrains. If you didn't like it, tell your enemies.
There you go. Bye, guys.
Bye, guys. Bye.